Wow. Did I set people spinning?
Oh man, you threw them for a loop
I
for
did.
sure.
And all I said was, it's a pet.
Yep.
So, Mari-Lyn,
Yeah,
we have to talk about this.
we do. We do.
Yes.
It, you know, so we're talking about our clearing video that just posted on Friday. What was that? November 3rd.
Yes.
And the entity pet,
Yes.
that word caused so much confusion.
Woo! So much.
So
Yeah.
much confusion. When you said it was a pet entity, or
Yeah.
I think that's what you
That is, and that's the verbiage I received from Spirit.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yep.
Exactly what you meant.
You and I were never confused at any point.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We were super excited, like we had never seen this before, and we were just so excited.
It's like, oh my God, who knew? But
yes,
but it made sense. It absolutely made sense.
Yep.
And then on Saturday, I had a session with one of my
hold on. So on Friday night, the video went out like it always does. People watched it. We don't look at comments or anything until sometimes even not till Sunday. Like we just we're so busy. Anyway, went out. You had, go ahead.
Yep. I had a session with one of my clients, and he said, I have to ask you a question about your latest video. And his question was about how could a dark or a low vibrational entity have the capacity to love and care for a pet?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, they don't.
That had to throw you for a loop.
It did throw me for a loop. Right? I was like, what do you mean? They don't.
Yes.
And then it dawned on me, oh my gosh. Because on the human level,
yes,
many people equate pet with love, nurturing, caring, part of the family.
Yes. Yes.
Some people do not even go to, I own my pet.
Correct.
Right? That
or like the pet owns me.
Right. Right.
Right.
So he and I had the conversation about how the human vibration of a pet is so much different.
Yes.
And so there are some similarities.
Sure.
But how that lower vibration,
yes,
there's no nurturing, there's no caring for, there's no love involved. However, even though the human vibration and that lower entity vibration is down here,
yes,
there's still a bond.
Yes. 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 But yes. And you know,
different.
You know what's really coming is just now this came and I was like, oh yeah. Someone who, whether it's narcissism, like a narcissist, or they have histrionic, or they have whatever sort of mental illness, that life is all about them, period. There's no one else, period. They still have to have that component, that connection with another human to further their belief that they are all powerful and it's all about them. They need that thing, that pet, to make them more powerful, to make them believe that, because if they're all alone, that doesn't work. They have to have something in their life to sort of have control over, or to own, to what we would say take care of, right? But that's not the way they see it.
No.
So that's just what came. That's the relationship that they have. Even I watch a lot of about like serial killers and all that kind of stuff. I know, I'm a freak, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are. Those are very popular documentaries and everything, right? Anyway, clearly, like a Ted Bundy, for all of you serial killer junkies out there, you know who that is. He had a girlfriend for a long time. This is a man that was out raping and dismembering and killing women, yet as much as he could care, I'm not even sure if it was caring, but he needed that girlfriend that he would never hurt, but he needed her. I mean, that's kind of this, that's coming, is that no matter how low your vibration is, connection is still important.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Connection is still important.
Mm-hmm.
So that cat entity being someone's pet
Mm-hmm.
is exactly that. He was a pet for a very low vibrational being.
Mm-hmm. It created opportunity for connection.
Yes.
And connection, again, does not equate love in the sense of that high vibrational
right
meaning.
And here's something. If you open that up and look at low vibrational beings, whether it's humans, wherever your soul is, and you're this very low vibration, you're very dark, you have even a pinprick of light. Everyone has at least a pin, every soul has at least a pinprick of light in them. Mm-hmm. You're not solitary. You're not by yourself somewhere. Why do you think they come to haunt people? Why do you think they come to possess people? Why do you think? I mean, if you think about it, they're not down there. They're not like hermits all over the place living on their own. No. All they think about is how can I possess? How can I own? How can I be in relationship with other souls? Mm-hmm. And let me make it clear too with relationship, that doesn't mean a loving relationship, just means two people interacting, maybe can some way connecting.
Yeah.
You could have your neighbor could be a piece of work. You're in relationship with someone who's a piece of work. You're still in a relation, you still have a relationship with them.
Right.
Or you're in relation with them. However that
I like that. Yes. In relationship.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Something else that my client had mentioned was the pet entity like curling up, jumping into the guardian's arms and curling up.
Yes.
And what had come for me in our conversation was that pinprick of light that was in that entity.
Yes.
Was reacting to that guardian, and it made its choice.
Yes.
It wanted to go.
Wanted to go. The strength of that guardian, the love that guardian had, because that guardian is all love.
All love. Yep.
That entity, that cat entity, just like any other entity, they have a choice to make. Mm-hmm. You can cross over to the higher realms, to what we call heaven, or the guardians will take you someplace, and that someplace, I often call it like, ghost jail or something. But they're kept there so they can't hurt anyone. And they're always given the opportunity to heal, to cross over. That is our goal. So to me, it made perfect sense. And it never occurred to me that people were going to question that.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither. And And I don't know what, it gone.
Yes.
Yeah, just gone.
Mhm. So it was quite the experience. That was something we didn't know either. And one of the things that happens with us is, and this happens with everyone, by the way, not just us, but we're often, we're connected to spirit. We're here, we're doing this job, whether we're just intuiting, I mean, not even that. We're always aware of that spirit connection within us. And when something lands for us, it just lands. And I honestly don't always question what comes because it's just truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's true. So when that happened and that pet came and I said, it's someone's pet, or what, I don't even remember the verbiage I used, but I used the word pet, and you immediately, it landed for me as absolute truth. It landed for you as absolute truth.
Absolute truth.
And we just kind of walked away.
Yeah.
That was wild and fabulous.
Yeah. There was absolutely no question in my brain as to what that meant, how it could be, why that was.
No.
It just all made absolute sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to thank, I know we had some comments about it too, but it was really your client. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to, embarrass him or anything, but I want to thank you. You know who you are, for posing that question to Mari-Lyn.
Yeah.
And it really got us thinking. Yeah, it was really, yes.
It was good. It was, I was absolutely thrown for a loop.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
And I'm sure the look on my face when he asked me had to have been, a really good one. But yeah, the just, it's such a different dynamic as to how we as humans interact the majority of the time. I'm speaking very broadly.
Yes.
And then how that lower vibrational, how that connection all works.
Yes.
But connection,
it's all about connection. Connections, yes.
Yep.
And I remember at the time when you were telling me and what this client had said to you. And one of the things that was sort of filtering in was the different ways humans think of their pets. And there are people, the one that came to mind, which is just horrific, but it's their dog fighting, right? In some countries, especially South America, they do a lot of dog fighting, and the owners love those animals. They love their pets. Their pets. We've heard them say that on documentaries and whatever about dog fight. They love that animal, but they send that animal into a ring with another, that dog with another dog to fight out to the death or whatever it is they do. And so there are a lot of ways, I think, that we could sort of reevaluate the word pet or what that means. Like, it is much broader than just, I understand what your client was saying. I absolutely do. Because once we heard that, we were like, oh boy. And then we had to take time to think about it.
And exactly why we're here.
Yes.
Today, because if it wasn't thought-provoking.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And
that's really for everyone to kind of think about, is expand your awareness on what you personally in your world, which each one of us has a pretty small world within our own, right? Our own spot. Expand that out and look at other ways people see what a pet is, or what is that connection, and how many different ways can you see it. That's the kind of stuff that, Mari-Lyn, you and I kind of live for, right? Is to have our awareness expanded and
expanded to be able to look at different perspectives and see things
yes,
from different angles, even if that means you have to look at it from a lower vibration.
yes,
Um, because it exists. What's coming to me now is how people can treat other people like a pet
yes,
or like
yes,
an object.
yes,
Like I own you. I'm
yes,
going to control you.
yes,
And
yes,
it's I don't really understand it.
right,
However, I do understand that it's a connection.
yes,
If I can look at it spiritually, I can understand
yes,
better than if I just look at it through my
right.
human brain. Um,
Well, and when
but it's a connection.
it's a connection. And what that just is when you look at it with your human brain, we've all seen those relationships, whether we've been in them or have witnessed them, where one person is really in control and the other is not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes, and really, it's everyone's choice. I mean, you do you, whatever your relationship is with that person, whatever that contract is you have with them, that's up to you.
Right.
But we've all seen it in a very abusive way, where someone wants to own another
Yeah.
person, and that's done in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still at the very core, it's connection.
It's all
That,
about connection. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. And there's often one person who's really kind of a victim in it that has been so abused, they now just stay because, I'm going to the more of the like DV stuff.
Extreme.
Yes, the
Mm-hmm.
extreme, but that happens, they want, but they're still looking for connection, and that's the connection. And there are low vibrational beings here in human form, as we know, those very mean people. We'd call them soulless. Well, no, they do have a soul. It's just pretty dark and the low vibration. I'm not sure what word was coming out there. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a really interesting video. And thank you, everyone, for the comments and asking about it. There were a lot of people who got it and who were intrigued.
There were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to talk more about the actual pet entity.
Okay.
Because he's more than just a pet, right? Because the entity's owner, if you will, was not in the house.
Nope.
We never found him. We never looked for him, but pretty sure we'd have known if he was.
Yes, we would have. Yeah.
He would have put up a struggle for the control of him.
Oof. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of has me in the back of my mind wondering, okay, why? Why was this pet away from its owner? Was he sent? Was he sent away to do some bidding?
Sorry, but so everyone knows we do those clearings like sometimes weeks before they're put out, and then they're put out, and then now it's another week, so it's been a while, and we've done other things in the meantime. Yep. And we don't revisit. I think at the time I got the information that he got away from her, he lost his pet. That was like a lost pet. He followed his owner somewhere and then got lost.
Oh, and he got lost. That is vaguely ringing a bell for me.
Right. Okay. I think that at the time that was the information that came in. Now go ahead, please, and finish your thought. And certainly we could get more information now than we did at the time.
So yeah, wondering, was he looking for light?
Right.
Was there something within him
Yes.
in that pet that felt a bigger light, and
Yes.
was he looking for that?
Ooh. And that lands. That lands.
So it really does, doesn't it? So
Yes.
in the lost perspective, okay, did he really get lost, or was there like some divine intervention to where they got separated?
Yes. Yes.
And just can't see a lower vibrational entity like Hunter. Here, kitty,
Shaking a can of food.
I really don't see that happening.
Right.
I see it grabbing onto its next available thing to own.
That's what, as you say that's what lands for me the most, is that the owner just sort of, oh, I'll just get another one. Like that's where you see the lack of love and compassion, because we would not be that way with our pets.
No, not at all. Not at all. And would the next pet even be an animal?
Right. It certainly could be a human. It could be any soul.
Could be anything.
What a great, thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
those lower vibrational, man, I'm having a hard time with that word today. They like to own things. Again, it's for the connection, because they cannot be solitary. They're not hermits out somewhere. They collect. So is it just kind of one of those things? Oh well, he got away, no big deal, or however that worked. I don't know. But there's something in none of that did not land for me when I said it. However, there was a thread in there. So there's some thread that I'm not quite getting on as how that happened. You know, how he let them go, how he let them
how
go.
did it happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did he let it happen? I'm getting he didn't let it happen. Because, I don't know if I can. Okay, hope y'all speak Mari-Lyn.
You go, girl.
This is feeling convoluted in my brain.
Well, it's a convoluted sort of thing.
So for him to let it happen means there has to be some element of compassion within that lower vibrational entity, which there isn't. There wasn't.
So,
and compassion might not be the right word, but
I don't think compassion is the right word.
But there is an element of something that would have to exist for him to let it happen.
Right. Right.
I know I am really deep into this.
Right. But it's
there's
okay.
Something there.
That the entity, the owner, just let it go. Could it have been, it was just too much work to have to go find it? I'll just, I'll just get another one.
There was no value in finding it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no value. Okay. Yes, that lands. That perfectly lands.
No value. It was worthless.
Yes.
Which we already know is not true, because there was connection. It garnered him control. However, he can't allow anybody to know that thing had any worth to him.
Correct. Yeah. And the way it was in the home, and it liked the dog, and like it was searching for something more. It didn't know how to get anything more, but for whatever reason, there was a connection with the dog in the house, right?
Yes.
And then the way it curled up for the guardian, it was looking. So what I could say about that is we've had entities like that. We've had souls that are low vibration. They have maybe a nickel size bit of light.
Yes.
And they are ready to heal, to ask for forgiveness, to forgive themselves for what they've been through, whatever that comes in so many different directions.
Right.
So many different things can happen at that moment, but whatever it was, that entity, to me, when it jumped to the guardian, he was saying, I want to heal. I'm ready
to heal. Yes.
And was waiting for something. He did.
Yes.
Being in that home was much preferable, clearly, than being with that entity. I don't know what that entity did with him. And I'm not going there looking, because that's a dark place to go.
No.
If the entity were in front of me and we're here, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure how far I would go, though. But that was preferable. And then when it saw its way out, it's like having a captive, someone that's, locked away, and they find the door unlocked and they find their way out. They take it.
And they take it. No hesitation.
No.
Yeah.
So, no matter what form you take as a low vibrational being, you always have the opportunity to heal.
Always. Mm-hmm.
And that light, no matter how small, it's always tugging at you. Spirit is always tugging at you, to find love, to come on over, to heal and get better. So yeah, that was crazy. We did not expect that.
No.
At all.
No.
Yeah. So
I love it when new things happen. We've had, over the last 6 months, there's been a number of things that were like, well, that's cool.
Yes.
That's creepy, but that's cool.
Well, here's something. And working with spirit, not just paranormally, but working with spirit, certainly as long as I have, I get bored easily. You can ask poor Mari-Lyn. I get bored fast. Spirit is never boring, ever. There's always something new. There's a constant evolution happening. There's always new opportunities opening up, new things coming at you. It is not boring whatsoever at all. So it's there's nothing boring about it.
Nope.
So
nope.
Anyway, okay. Well, I think I'm about done talking about this pet. As fabulous as it was.
I think we covered it. I do. Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. I hope you guys liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let us know. You can you can subscribe, you can share.
Yes, please do. And you'll find us on YouTube at the Conscious Spirit Podcast, or the Conscious Spirit Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Streaming everywhere, I think.
Yes. And if you want to watch the video that goes with this, it's on TCS Everyday Psychics on YouTube.
Yes. And the link will be down below.
Yes. Unless you're listening on the podcast, then you have to just go find it.
Oh, we can't put the link on there?
Well, I think we can. I bet we can. Yeah. We can. You're right.
Okay.
My bad. Sorry, we're a little loopy today, as usual, but those of you who've been listening to us, you know that about us.
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
So, all right. We hope you enjoyed this. If you need paranormal help, we are at tcseverydaypsychics.com. We are. Thank you so very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.